Hi, welcome back. Thanks for watching the video and refreshing your mind about study design. Now we're going to talk about where you go. Remember, no Googling. So we're going to look at a couple places that are the launch pads to getting you started when you're doing nursing research. So the first place we're going to go is course-specific resources, and you may have gone there even to watch this video, but I wanted to refresh you with the virtual parts of the library. So we're going to go to ccbc.edu, the home website for the community college, and show you where the library is at Campus Life. And there we go. And we are in the library. And of course, that's my chat screen. That's how you can talk to me. So we're going to go into the library. And the first place I wanted to show you was the course specific resources. We looked at this in the fall, and you will see that you go down through, and I wanted to point out too, we added a section on this. It used to be a separate page about APA. So when you're doing your citations for the articles or anything that you're doing for nursing, remember that there's some great resources here. That is under citations. The course-specific resources are mostly by major or class. So you see there's college success, composition, and you want to scroll all the way down the page. Sorry, I know this is like riding the steel phantom watching this on a film, but you want to go to nursing. And there's the orientation handouts and library instruction. There's the one from the fall for nursing enrichment, and we will have yours here too. And it will list those approved websites that where you can get the peer-reviewed information and journals on the web. So that's something for you to always, if you don't remember what we say in this instruction, library instruction, you can always go to course specific resources. Okay, so and again, these are listed out there for you. Okay, but where we like you to search for your evidence-based practice are the specific databases that we buy for our nursing students. So that is going to be also located, and we'll just go like we're going freshly again to CCBC. I'm sorry, you'll have to look for the cow again. It's like a cow herd or okay, so we're going to Campus Life and then to the library. And then this time, what we'll do is we will go to research tools, and that's where you do the database research. And again, CINAHL and Health Source Nursing are located under the EBSCO menu. And you sign in using your email if you're from at home. If you're using a library computer or a computer on campus, then you just put your first name dot last name. Okay. And there we are at the EBSCO tab. Okay. And I did tell you in the fall that you can also use Academic Search Elite. It's multidisciplinary, so there will be some nursing research in there, but it is not as specific and directed toward as Health Source and CINAHL are. And again, there's the drug database. And we never want you to hit them all because then that ties it up and you get thousands and thousands of hits. So we're going to continue. And if you recall, in the fall, I told you not to start with general terms because we did the PICO questions. I can show you that example of the bad search. We talked about my dad and his I don't know if I mentioned that he's recovered and living independently, but we talked about the ventilator and his circumstances and his hospitalization. So if you did, this was what I always tell you is a poor search, but I like to show you the information that is out there. Um, we're a little slow on EBSCO right now, so there we go. And you see you get 21,000 articles that are out there. Now, they're not all full text or, they're starting from 1939. So recall that we have to list parameters and that I encourage you to start immediately at the advanced search with PICO uh, terms. So when I was looking at the ventilator, one of our big questions was to get my dad off of it. The longer you're on it, it can be more difficult. So we were looking at information about extubation, so about removing him from the ventilator. So if I specifically was a nurse and had working in ICU and I wanted to know what the latest research is, then I could use, instead of just every 21,000 hits with the ventilator, I want to look specifically for information on extubation. So I want to make sure that's scholarly. And again, you can pick some study designs if you wish. You can pick evidence based, lower those parameters. The other thing you want to make sure you do is, we can't emphasize enough that you want to do the 5-year timeline. Now, if you're again doing something related specifically to COVID, you're doing something opiate epidemic, I would definitely, COVID, you have to go within the year. Last couple years, 2, 3, with the opiate epidemic and addiction studies. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. So we saw that general search had 21,000, but I wanted to know more about extubation with my father. So here we go. And we're taking that down to 107. So when we're thinking of the PICO terms, we can also do, we could change that to elderly. We could do clinical trials, case studies if you have to do original research. In your 5th semester, you're going to look for meta-analysis and those larger studies, when they're taking huge samplings and studies from maybe thousands or hundreds of different studies and putting the information together. Then you could put in the terms, meta-analysis. But for us right now, we're just going to see what's out there. I could put in the population. The other thing, I had mentioned that some of the professors, they want to see that these came from specifically a nursing journal. So you could also put in the term nursing and do your search. So, that's not a completely academic term, but that will lead you to journals that are specific to nursing. Okay. So, anyhow, this is how you can narrow that search more. We're down to 11. Again, I could add elderly. I probably would want to look through these and see if any of them are related to what I wanted to see. Um, this is about ventilator induced or pneumonia induced through use of the ventilator, which was one of the things that we were concerned with. So, and you have to examine these. You have to open them up. You have to read them. You have to look at the methodology. It's not a quick process. So this perhaps I actually my father did pull his ventilator out himself the first night and they re-intubated him. So like if this was something I wanted to look through, I could open this up with the PDF. I don't know why this is so. And this is more, this looks like it's an abstract from, so I would probably say this is not something I'm going to choose, but this is going to happen to you too. So it's fine that it's happening when I'm demonstrating you. This is by no means a quick process. If you think you're going to find your article in 10 minutes, it's not always so, or very rarely so, let me say. So you could go back in and go ahead, and that's pediatrics. And again, maybe none of these will fit with your patient, and in that case, you have to change those search terms up again. So, okay, let's see here. Let's see what this one is. Through trauma nursing. And again, this may not apply, but you want to read that abstract, see where it came from, see what kind of study it was, peer reviewed, and then go ahead and open it up and review it. And this is an evidence based article here. So what you would want to do, it's in the time frame that we need. Say this is something that you would choose. You could print it by downloading it. You could save it to your Google Drive. You could email it to yourself at home, email it to your CCBC account. If you find 3 or 4 of these applied, you could save them in a folder. It's very flexible here in EBSCO. In addition, remember you can find that APA citation that you still have to do your due diligence and make sure that it's something that you would use, and that's part of the research process. And you can always, like I said, go back to those results, change up your search terms, look back. We knew there were 21,000 initial entries, so there's going to be a lot out there on your subjects, and it's just narrowing and widening those searches. Okay, so we did that. We went on to the website. Just to remind you that you can add these other terms when you're doing your searches. The meta-analysis and the systematic reviews are going to be more toward the end of your nursing career when you want to add those to your search terms. With our extubation study or ventilator study, we could have put randomized control, or clinical trials. So those are other areas that other little tips that you can use when you're searching. And please come to the library, and I or staff member will do your searches with you. Remember the questions, if they're geared more toward um, procedures, that's what you're looking for as a nurse, because you want to provide the latest evidence in what you're doing at bedside. Okay, the last thing that you'll do as part of this for this semester, and this is the last time I'll talk to you unless I um, do it in person and we work together, or you come up to the library and get a room when we're open, and use the printing, or the academic coaches will be so glad to see you. The nurses are some of our favorite students and utilize the library often. So the last thing I will do with you is we'll have an assessment. I will have that posted. Either Nancy will email it to you. Well, she will email it to you. In addition, I will have that out on course specific resources, and you can do that quickly. Make sure you get your name to me so I can provide it back, that you get credit for it and points towards your semester. So I appreciate you listening to this again. I know some of it was repeat, but hopefully it'll refresh you. Um, and we're always here for you in the library. So happy 2021. And again, congratulations for your continued um, journey in becoming a nurse superhero. Thank you.